Yo guys, today I'll be telling you the 10 biggest headbangers that I've experienced. Many of the coasters on this list I don't enjoy, but there are a couple I do like, and you typically need over-the-shoulder restraints to cause this, but there is an exception. Let's not waste any more time, let's get right into it. And just so you know, I was told flying Ace Aerial Chase at Kings Island would be a massive headbanger, even for a kiddie coaster, but I got zero headbanging whatsoever. Number 10 is the Beast at Kings Island. Like I said, most of these will be because of over-the-shoulder restraints, but this is the only one on the list with lap bars. Your head doesn't physically hit anything, but it shakes a lot because this ride shakes a lot. It's mainly on the helixes, and this is a good version of headbanging, the only one on this list. The helix is so intense that you can't help but vibrate your whole body, including your head. Number 9 is Viper at Six Flags Darien Lake. This really isn't a huge headbanger. It's got its jolty moments, but it is definitely not one of the rougher areas out there. It has regular over-the-shoulder restraints without a seatbelt, so it can bang your head a bit on the inversions. It's gotten better over the years, especially on the corkscrews, which have become my favorite inversions on the ride. This is my second favorite ride at Darien Lake, so this really doesn't take away from the experience. It's still really fun. Number 8 is Vertigo at Kings Island. This is a Vekoma and not a new generation Vekoma, so this is a little bumpy, but not anything close to unbearable. It's actually way more subtle than I thought it'd be. I had done many boomerangs before, but this was my first one that was inverted, and this is smoother than I thought. I definitely enjoyed the ride. It's not elite or anything, but it's still pretty fun. Number 7 is Time Warp at Canada's Wonderland. I can't exactly remember if this was too much of a headbanger, but I think it was. It's more of just a body banger, but this ride doesn't hurt too much. Definitely jolts your head a little bit though. For this ride they put you in cages. It feels extremely insecure, and I was shocked at what I was experiencing. Not my favorite at all, but not as bad as I thought. There's definitely bigger headbangers out there. Number 6 is Raptor at Cedar Point. This is certainly the biggest headbanger out of every B&M inverted coaster I've ridden. It wasn't as bad this year as it was last year, and I'm glad about that. I really like B&M vests on inverts, like on my favorite invert Banshee, because that eliminates the amount of times you hit your head. Keep your head forward on this ride and you'll be set. Even if you don't, headbanging isn't awful, but you can tell that it's there a little bit. Number 5 is Corkscrew at Cedar Point. The top 5 is pretty much way far above the bottom half of the list. This ride gets you pretty good on the corkscrews. You'd think that would be the highlight since it's literally named after that, but it isn't. It's probably the worst part of the ride. The restraints can be very tight and the seatbelt likes to come off mid-ride, which is very interesting. This is for sure the most painful air looper I've ridden on my head. Number 4 is the Boomerang clones. I've ridden 4. Boomerang at Six Flags Darien Lake, the Bat at Canada's Wonderland, Boomerang at Six Flags Fiesta Texas, and Sidewinder at Hershey Park. It's another Vekoma clone, and it really isn't fun hitting your head on these. The drops are fun, but other than that, this ride isn't really anything to scream at, unless you're screaming at all 50 parks that have this clone. Number 3 is Mind Eraser at Six Flags Darien Lake. This is hated on way too much. I actually enjoy this ride more than Raptor. It's very fun. The drop is really good, and so is the layout. It's kind of short, I guess, but you do hit your head a lot, so that is for the better. On my first ride, I hit my cheeks, and they hurt for the day, so that wasn't fun, but it doesn't really bother me anymore. I don't know if the headbanging is more minimal, or if it's just me. I hope more SLCs in the future are like this or better, because even though it has massive headbanging, I still think it's a good ride. Number 2 is Glurgh at Cedar Point. I talked on my recent ride I had on it to see really just how much my head was bumping. I was talking about how much it was hurting my head. After my first visit to the park a couple of years ago, it was my 6th favorite ride in the park, but now it's one of the worst in the park, and it's one of the worst B&Ms I've ridden, and I'll probably ever ride. If anyone ever tells you the headbanging isn't so bad, they're lying. Number 1 is Mystery Mine at Dollywood. I was going back and forth with these two, but I decided to finally pick Mystery Mine, because in that very beginning indoor section, I hit my head most of the time without seeing what was about to happen, so that really hurt. From beyond vertical drop to the second indoor part, your head just goes side to side and slams into the seats. I hated it after my first ride. I grew to just think it was just okay after a while. That last section, the drop and inversions are fun. They bang your head a little bit, but it's definitely not as bad as the first half. This ride would be a trillion times better with lap bars, and I really hope this ride eventually gets them. That would really help. So that's going to do it. What rides give you the most headbanging? Let me know. Justice for Cannon. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later.